Alright guys, welcome back. So we have a little different view of the sawmill here. The sawmill has two main parts. The track and the saw head, or the carriage. Those are the two main parts of it. It's a bandsaw mill. Bandsaw is something you're going to hear a lot in this class because there's a lot of different bandsaws out there. Bandsaws to cut metal and wood, ones you can hold in your hands and ones that are bigger than this. Portaband, we got a stationary bandsaw to cut metal, but this is a bandsaw, a portable sawmill. You can see the log on there. There's a clamp that holds the log on. That's one of the things we're going to talk about, is securing our log, and we'll talk more in class about that. But just remember that you got to have the log secure before you mill it. One thing that's going to be important is, like I said in the other video, you're going to have to be back from the sawmill when it's operating. One of you will be operating it, and that will be the only person working on it. Everybody else will be observing till the operator of the sawmill gives the all clear to unload it. The people who unload the sawmill are called off bearers. And so everybody's going to get a chance to participate and do this in person. So yeah, in recap from the last video, the main controls on a sawmill, we got the ignition key, and we got the clutch that engages the blade, and we have the system that moves the sawmill forward and backward. It's like the power mechanism to it. Yeah, so let's take a look at this clamp and see how that works, and then we're gonna take a look at the posts on the other side and kind of see how we secure our material. So right down here is the clamp, and this clamp basically, like the worst videographer ever, bear with me. Alright, so the clamp right here, it's super simple. It slides on a pipe. I'll just hold this. It slides on this pipe right here, and it just cams in, and then it's just screws in. That's how we secure our log. We'll go over to the other side and see what the log backs up against. So we got posts here that the log can back up against, so the clamp has a backing plate to secure it. And one thing we want to be mindful is when we're sawing those first cuts, we don't want to cut into our posts, so we have to make sure everything's clear. So yeah, that's basically how you're securing the log. We're going to get that log up there by hand as a class, and we're going to use a piece of equipment called a cant hook, which is used to move and roll logs and beams around. Let's get this swap. That's this tool right here. It's a pretty archaic tool. It's been around forever. Got a little point here and a catch here. A safety thing is we want to make sure this is loose, and you don't want to get your hand in here and let it fall down. So whenever you're working with a cant hook, you want to make sure your hand is nowhere up in this region. You want it low. And this thing basically just cams into a log and allows you to rotate. You can roll the log around, you can rotate it on the mill, you can use the other end as a leverage bar if you need to raise something or lower something. But yeah, so yeah, that's basically how we secure our log. We get it up there, clamp it down. Once it's secured, it's ready to mill, and we can do our first pass on the sawmill. So in the next video, we'll make our first cut on this log, and then we'll rotate the log. All right.